Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at noon starts now.
A Van Buren apartment complex that was the scene of that air show crash earlier this summer has caught fire now for the third time this year. A fire broke out at the Waverly on the Lake Apartments in Van Buren Township sometime early this morning. In fact, a resident telling Local 4 she woke up to flames in her living room.
Nearly a dozen units ended up being damaged by this fire, some completely destroyed. But thankfully, in all of that, no known injuries. Rod Maloney has the very latest from the scene.
So this noontime, all that's left is the mop-up here at the Waverly Apartments in Van Buren Township. 11 apartments right here in front of you that burned. But there's impressive video that was shot by resident Haley Collum as she was able to get out with the smoke alarms blasting. And she pulled out her iPhone and started taking this incredible video of this fire, watching the firefighters take down the flames as quickly as they could. They had response from 9 different fire departments here, and they were able to make short work out of the fire itself. But it was a harrowing event for at least one resident who told us that she actually had to jump out of her apartment in order to escape safely.
I woke up and I seen like I don't know, like the fire, it was like my living room was like orange. And I'm like, I didn't leave no lights on. And I looked and opened the door and the smoke just kind of was blaring. So I couldn't get out the front door because it was like blaring through the front door. So I kind of just grabbed what I could and got on the balcony and just was like, all right, I got to get down. So I just kind of climbed down and then jumped from the second floor.
And when we got here, there was fire on the backside, third floor apartment. It was starting to extend up into the roof. Once we got the tower here, we were able to set that up, cut it off at the firewall. It's an older complex, so some of the firewalls are intact, some aren't, and this one was. So it aided in us stopping it with these 12 units.
The Waverly Apartments and the people who live here have had quite the summer. Back in May, they had a building burn just like this one. It's still empty at this point. Then they had the plane crash in the ejection from the air show that landed in the parking lot that burned up a lot of cars. And now this, they have all hands on deck trying to get alternative living accommodations for the people who live in this apartment. They think they may be able to save the other one, but that's still up in the air. We'll have to see. But we'll have full coverage of this coming up on Local 4 News at 5 and 6. In Van Buren Township, Rod Maloney, Local 4.
Rod, thank you. As we learn more about the cause of the fire, you can expect updates both here on the air and on clickondetroit.com.
State police looking for a man accused of killing his mother. Troopers say 25-year-old Joshua Hill is wanted in connection with the death of his 64-year-old mom. We're told it happened at a home on Glenwood Street between Central and Eastern Avenue. Police say Hill may be driving a black 2005 Ford Escape with a plate number DDG 1487 or a 2020 Ford Escape with a plate number BZK 999. MSP says if you see him, don't approach him. Call 911. You can also call Crime Stoppers at 1-800-SPEAK-UP.
The Adrian Police Department is asking for the public's help in identifying a person found dead. A man's body was found in some water in the area near Trestle Park. Police say that the victim is a white male with several tattoos, including a Wu-Tang Clan symbol on his right upper arm. Anyone with information is asked to call the Adrian Police Department.
3 men charged in the plot to kidnap Governor Gretchen Whitmer back in court today. Eric Molitor and twin brothers Michael and William Null are charged with providing material support for a terrorist attack and weapons charges. Each man faces up to 20 years in prison.
Also happening in court today, former Proud Boys chairman Enrique Tarrio will be sentenced for the plot to attack the U.S. Capitol in a bid to stop the transfer of power after Donald Trump lost the 2020 presidential election. Tarrio will be the final Proud Boys leader convicted of seditious conspiracy to punish for the January 6th attack. Prosecutors want him to get more than 30 years in prison when he's sentenced. Tarrio's lawyers say there was no plot to attack the Capitol.
Presidential hopefuls spent the Labor Day weekend wooing voters in key early states. This is the current occupant of the White House. Took some swipes at the guy who used to live there. Bree Jackson in Washington, as a new poll shows President Biden and former President Trump now in a dead heat.
During a Labor Day speech, President Biden took a different approach than we've seen from him in the past, ramping up his attacks on the current GOP frontrunner.
Hello.
President Biden spending Labor Day in Philadelphia, touting jobs created under his administration, while drawing a contrast to his predecessor, former President Trump.
When the last guy was here, you were shipping jobs to China. Now we're bringing jobs home from China. When the last guy was here, your pensions were at risk. We helped save millions of pensions with your help.
The president taking aim at his political opponents as the race for the White House shifts into a higher gear.
Frankly, the 5-month period after Labor Day, heading into the early caucus and the early primary here, that's really when the race has officially begun.
We need new leadership in the White House, and I believe we need new leadership in the party.
A new poll shows Trump still holds a commanding lead over his GOP rivals, despite concerns over his multiple criminal indictments.
I voted for Donald Trump the last 2 elections, but I just feel that he's too overpowering now, and I don't have a lot of confidence in him.
Other voters have their hesitations about President Biden.
I don't believe he has the capability to be a leader. Stumbles all over himself, and I don't think he's really accomplished anything.
When it comes to getting things done, Mr. Trump polls 10 points higher than the president. An advisor for President Biden told NBC News that moving forward, the president plans to shift his messaging, making a more direct contrast with former President Trump. In Washington, Bree Jackson, back to you.
All right, Bree. As the GOP candidates hit the trail in numerous states now, former President Trump not doing any of that. He hasn't campaigned in 3 weeks, but as you just saw in those latest polls, he still holds a commanding lead in the primary.
Might want to stop by Eastern Market later today. MDOT is holding an open house, inviting Detroiters to talk about improvements that can be done to Gratiot Avenue through the city. MDOT says that it's looking to identify and evaluate safety, mobility, transit needs, and improvements. This is regarding that stretch from Randolph Street here in downtown Detroit, where Gratiot starts, all the way east to 8 Mile. There will also be presentations on existing plans, one at 6 o'clock and then again at 6:30 this evening. It's going on at Shed 5 at Eastern Market. And how about this? A live look at the lovely Mighty Mac, the Mackinac Bridge. Yesterday marked another successful year of the Mackinac Bridge Walk. Officials say that the perfect weather conditions brought out 35,000 participants, the largest turnout since 2016.
I know we are enjoying some great weather through the weekend here. It's a little warm again today, but I don't know what the forecast is for up north, Ashley, but that was gorgeous. I didn't see a cloud in that shot.
Yeah, it's just beautiful right now.
You know, the first thing that came to mind, Honolulu blue. We need to rename it Michigan blue.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
Yeah,
it's
that's
gorgeous.
Right.
And we have the blue skies here in Detroit as well. A few of the wispy clouds that have developed, and we'll see some more increasing clouds getting in the later part of the afternoon. But for now, soak this up. And the heat is on. 88 in Detroit right now at noon, 85 in Howell, 85 in Pontiac, and same in Adrian, with a southerly flow of air ushering in that warmth. When you factor in the humidity, this is what it feels like out there with the heat index. 93 in the city, 91 at Metro Airport, even 90 is what it feels like off in Ann Arbor. So let's zoom out a little bit to show you our next weather maker. As you can see, the low pressure bringing rain showers still to the northern part of the plains into the Dakotas, and then we have some remnant showers with this front pushing into portions of the Midwest. That's going to take some time to get here, but that cold front sweeps through tomorrow, bringing us some storm chances. For today, hot and humid. Metro Airport right now at 85, so likely getting to about 90 at 4 o'clock this afternoon over at Metro with the increasing cloud cover. I can't rule out an isolated shower, but most of us stay dry today. Better chance for more widespread rain as we head into tomorrow. So the Storm Prediction Center has most of southeastern Michigan under a marginal risk for severe storms tomorrow, which is level 1. The primary threat will be possibly damaging winds. We'll give you more details on the time frame of this coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, Ashley, thank you. The man accused of attacking a woman in a Target parking lot back in July is due back in court today. 31-year-old Andrew Hall faces several charges, including unlawful imprisonment, assault by strangulation, and felon in possession of a firearm. And prosecutors say that he forced his way into a woman's car and then punched her in the face and then pulled a gun. In a separate case, Hall is also accused of killing a woman in Detroit just days after the parking lot attack. He faces a first-degree murder charge in that case.
Thousands of Burning Man attendees are finally making their way out of the festival after a dangerously muddy weekend following torrential rain out west. Some people say it took them more than 9 hours to go from the heart of the festival, which is in Black Rock City, to travel that 6 miles to the exit. Some people opted to hike out for all that stretch and then hitchhike to Reno. Authorities are also investigating a death that did happen at that festival.